Hi everyone, good evening. I'm so excited to meet you all after such a long time in the new year 2021. Wishing you all a very happy new year, and I truly hope that this year is better and brighter after the disaster of 2020. Uh, Today, I am here for a very special reason. And Beyond the Box, we always aim to do stuff which is beyond the box. So we try to come up with initiatives, events, or contests which are a little different from the usual. And we always try that we can celebrate the love for the written word and literature and make, just spread joy by doing that. So, as a founder of a platform like Beyond the Box, for a very long time, there was this nagging thought in my head that when it comes to talking about literature, or when it comes to events, or when it comes to celebrating and appreciating work of people associated with literature in any way, we always do it, say, for authors, publishers, editors, even bookstores, which is great and rightly so. But I somehow always felt that we don't give the libraries in India the due that they deserve. It always was this nagging feeling that I think they deserve more. And then I felt that as a founder of a platform like this, I have the opportunity actually and the option to do something which celebrates the work of these unsung heroes, I would say, who are doing so much to actually give us these little nooks of joy all across India. So that's how the idea of the Book Nooks germinated in my head. And today I'm here to announce this initiative. So the Book Nooks is a one of its kind online initiative and a humble endeavor of Beyond the Box to put the spotlight on the celebrated libraries of India. They are doing really good work. Of course, we will know more about them as this initiative proceeds, and we'll also be talking to our guest today to know a little more about these libraries and how her experience was with talking to the founders and the owners who are running these spaces with so much of love and effort. I'm glad that this initiative has been really well received so far, and the feedback that we have been getting from you all has been very encouraging. So, I'm very excited for it. And today we have a very special person here with us today who is going to talk not just about this initiative, but also about her own journey as a writer. And also, she's going to share some memories of hers related to libraries and books. She is, of course, a dear friend, but more than that, I think she's a wonderful writer. When I decided to come up with this initiative of Book Nooks, I knew that I would need an author partner for sure, because I didn't want to do this alone. I wanted to associate with somebody uh, who is very passionate. So that was my major criteria, when I was deciding that who I want to associate with for this initiative. Of course, so the person I'm going to get on stream now is not just a great writer, but she's a pragmatic, passionate, and she's somebody I think who truly loves books. I know that, and you will also know as we talk to her. So I don't want to waste any more time, and let me get her on stream. Hi, Shivani, and welcome to
Hi.
Beyond the Box.
Hello. Hi, Anupama. So good to see you. And in this new year, I think this is the first time we are meeting face to face.
Yes, yes.
And happy to be on this platform. Beyond the box. When you were just talking and I was hearing you, you are truly going beyond the box. I mean, you're living up to the. It's a wonderful title, and I think you're doing full justice to it with the kind of initiatives. When we had put this creative up about this initiative, a lot of people were telling me this is a good initiative. I said I have nothing to do with it. It's completely your. I just seem to tag along because it's Anupama there. So the best deal is to follow her around, and some glitter will fall onto me then. So
How
it's like
sweet, and thank you for those kind words, Shivani. As I was also telling during the introduction, that you were the first person who came to my mind when I decided that I need an author partner for this event. But before we get to that, tell me something about your own association with libraries, especially as a child, because I also do have some, memories of my childhood which are related to libraries and reading books, with friends maybe. So, what are your particular, anything that you remember, or what is the first thought maybe that comes to your mind when you think of libraries? So, if you could just share a little bit about that.
okay, there are a lot of stories. I'm going to write about them also. But my fondest memories, if I have to choose one, let us say, that would be the Nukkad libraries that we had as children.
Yes.
I mean, we are 80s. I don't know. Most of us should be 80, growing up in the 80s generation.
Yeah. Right.
So
Right.
our parents were very happy when we read, but there were only n number of books that could be bought from the stores. So we had to make do with friends and plan and everything and chart it out. And our parents did not have the time to take us to the bigger libraries. So where would we go back to? Either it's
Right.
going to be the school libraries or the big public libraries, which are pretty intimidating for children like us. And again, we are dependent on adults. They have to take us. So I think, I don't know if they exist now or not, but there were a lot of Nukkad libraries around the areas that, especially the tier two cities that I grew up in. Eventually, we landed up in Delhi, which was very different. But those are probably the fondest memories. So even if it was my grandmother's house or wherever my father was moving, so those street on the corner of the street there would be mostly a grocery shop, a one-stop shop when malls and everything hadn't come probably, and they would have a small corner for the books. So every time my mother would go, initially I would accompany her, and the high point was the books, of course. And there
Right.
was a time, I don't know, 10 paisa, 20 paisa a book, and you could borrow and you could read it for some amount of time, and you could give them back. The best part was I used to feel very rich because my mother would let me rent more books. So at a time, I could spend up to 50 paise or even more than that. Whereas there were kids there who would stand there and read, and they would haggle with the shopkeepers to allow them to read a little more because their moms would not allow. I used to feel either my mom is too good or we are just pretty stinking rich that, I can afford to take 5 books at a time. So I think that is one memory that never ever leaves me. And those uncles, those shop owners, they were very genial, most of them middle aged or older people. Even if they would scold us, there would be a hint of you know uh, it wasn't really scolding. I mean, it was a very
I know.
well-meaning sort of a
I
thing.
understand.
I don't know how that influences us, but it does leave you with a very nice, warm feeling. I mean,
Right.
I'm talking to you today. I am all dressed up in the cold weather, but I can still get the goosebumps thinking about those uncles and aunties who used to run those stores. I think nothing can take that joy away. I don't know. These kids will never. My daughter will never know that joy, sadly.
True.
But
True.
it was an amazing feeling, I think.
I agree completely. As you were sharing about your experiences, I actually was going back to my own childhood and I can
Okay.
relate to a lot of it, especially, those Nukkad libraries. And I think the scenario of libraries has undergone so much of transformation from
It has.
then to now. Some for the good, maybe, but yeah, somewhere I also feel like, you said that our kids probably are not going to experience that, that special kind of joy. So, which is why actually for this particular initiative, I was very clear that I don't want to go for big names. Like I remember when I reached out to some of these library owners, they were like, "Oh, it is a very small space," or I said that is
Mm.
exactly what I want because it's
Exactly.
not about the small or how big or the scale. It is about how you do this with love, and I think that truly needs to be appreciated and acknowledged, and all of them deserve a pat on the back. So I'm really glad that you have joined us in this endeavor. So we'll of course talk about that a little more later. But Shivani, coming to your own journey as a writer, so I of course have known your journey somewhat, because yeah, we've been
All of it.
associated.
All of it. You
Yeah, actually,
literally held my hand through it. So let's not mince the words there. You've held my
right.
hand through quite a
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
of it.
Yeah, true, true. And I've seen you grow so much as a writer in terms of not just the way you write, but also how much you're doing, how much you're achieving. It's so wonderful. But you are a doctor, and I'm sure you've spoken about this earlier. But yeah, we would just like to hear from you again that how exactly, this transition happened from the doctor, to this creative writing thing.
I think I'm a very talkative person. I have an opinion on a lot of things, and I always want to edge in a word. So I think writing it down was easier than finding an audience to nab them and talk to them. So I think that was probably, so it was always in the making, sort of. And my first blog, in fact, was born out of frustration and anger. Uh, Anupama, can you hear me? Because I can't see you any longer.
I
Okay.
think there was some problem. Yeah, I think it's sorted now. I had
All
probably
right.
some
Okay.
with my laptop. Yep, yep.
So as I was saying, my first blog was born out of anger and frustration. I was very mad at something at work, and I had been thinking about writing, and I had no idea what a blog actually means. I only knew that blog means that you just sit and you write. No other logistics, nothing. Even today, I don't know much about those SEOs and all those things. I keep asking my friends to help me out with what all that mumbo jumbo is, because I just know how to write. I don't know anything else. So that was how it started on WordPress. There was a free blog thing going on, so it's very easy to pick one. You share it amongst friends, and friends are very nice and polite to you. "अरे, ये बहुत अच्छा है." So then you are tempted. It's like एक कवि को कह दो कविता अच्छी है तो वो फिर पूरा रात भर कविता सुनाएगा तुम्हें. So
True.
I had friends who did not know what they are getting into, and one thing led to another. Then I started stalking people like you on Facebook. There was Anupama Jain, you were there. So because I had no idea, none of my friends had done this. There was some writing contest at the place in the hospital where I used to work. So there suddenly, when I started writing, people started noticing कि अच्छा
Right.
ये लिखती भी है. So that's how it started, and then I think within a year or a year and a half maybe we left India. So I had to leave that job. We came to Hong Kong, and then from there on, I knew that I won't be working for a while. I wanted to settle, and my daughter needed to be settled. So I knew that it's going to be a sabbatical. And then I participate. By that time, I think I had written enough blogs to at least know that I can probably. I was connecting with people.
Yes,
Let me
yes,
put it that
yes,
way. I was connecting, and people were engaging and all that. And then there was a blog chatter A to Z. Uh,
yes.
in my false bravado, one of our friends, Anupriya Gupta, she was almost my mentor, I would say, in that. She was
Yeah.
the one, no, you should do it, karo karo, and in her typical style, she was there cheerleading literally, and every step of the way, I was eating her head how to do this and that. And in my false bravado, I said I'll write one story a day, and that too also based on partition.
Yes.
So, वो it's like ओखली में सिर दिया वाला situation.
True,
पर
true, true.
तो बहुत मुसल पड़े बहुत. It was quite a bit of
I remember that moment
harrowing,
because
I would say.
I remember thinking the same thing when I saw your post
Oh
that you're going
my
to
God,
do
my
this.
mother-in-law
It
says
is
you
such
were
a new
possessed.
challenge. Yes,
Uh, वो
yes.
जैसा माता आने वाला तो in Marathi they say अंगात आला. It was like that. So I was possessed. I was obsessed. I don't know what it was. It was the most harrowing, but the most. If I look back in the past 3 years, I think that was the most satisfying time. The kind of adrenaline rush that I've experienced in that 1 month in April of 2019, I think there will be no parallel to that.
Right.
And when the blogs did well, I took them offline, compiled them, sent to 3 publishers. Artoons in Room 9 publication was just beginning. They replied, and the book came out as Hirayat Partition Stories from 1947. And people have connected well with it, I would say. It has been growing organically.
Yes.
I am quite satisfied, I would say. I mean, without any over the top, except what I talk about it. I don't think I went through any over the top sort of marketing, but people can associate Hirayat with me now. And then I did my because but by the time the book came out, I started realizing that it's not so simple. I mean, my journey was relatively very smooth, I would say. There are people who struggle so much more, and they either it's the fear or the lack of confidence. In my case, I think it wasn't courage. It was probably there is something called dussahas in Hindi. So it
Mm.
was not sahas. It was a dussahas. So it was a false bravado. I mean, I don't think if there is any. Is there any other word for it in English? I don't know. So it was more of that made me. Yeah, let's figure this out later.
Yeah,
If there
that's
is
what I was
a
going to say. Yeah, I will because you made me curious now.
yeah. So it was that dussahas probably that led me into just taking that plunge. But I realized that there I need improvement. I need some sort of training,
Right.
and that is when I applied for a course in Hong Kong University, and I finished it this year with my
Mm.
thesis and everything. It's an MFA in creative writing. It was a year-long
Mm.
course, and
Yes.
now I realize totally that I am no good. There is such a long way to go. There is so much to be done. And I'm not saying this immodestly. I'm not trying to say that no, my self-esteem is quite in place. I'm just being very realistic, and
Yes.
I'm trying to probably prepare myself for that kind of uphill struggle that I need to really put in some honest
True.
attempt.
True.
So
That
not,
is a
not,
very, I
not
think
to,
it's important to have that balance between self-confidence, self-esteem, but also realizing that there is so much room for growth, because otherwise, I think the growth just stunts. So I guess, yeah, you made a very valid point over there.
and as I think the other day we were talking that there's so much content right now. How would you, what is it that you are saying that is going to be different? How is it's, see, beyond a point, all the tricks in the trade cannot make people come and read your blogs or whatever you're writing. Eventually it's what you're writing, what you're saying, it has to be honest, there has to be some value added to it that people will make time for you. So which
Yeah.
is something that comes with practice and hard work, I feel. I mean,
Exactly. Completely
so
agree. Completely agree. That is so true. So before we proceed, I would just like to show or take up some of the comments. So we've been
so
getting a lot of comments, and I'm so happy because I was missing all this for the last few weeks when we didn't do any live. So it's really good to see people engaging. So Damayanti Biswas, who is an amazing author, has the same
I'm a big fan.
same here. So, Damayanti, your two fans are very happy to see your comment. She's saying, amazing endeavor. Libraries have my heart. Totally, they
Very,
have
very
our heart.
true. Very true.
And Vartika is here. She says, yay, good to see you, ladies. Good to see you, Vartika.
I wonder what the time zone she is in. What time is it there? Yeah.
Yeah, true. So nice to see friends
Yeah.
joining in at, making time for watching us. So, this is Shrikar. He says, yes, I'm mentor.
Oh, of course. We absolutely know Shrikar. I've talked to you and I'm completely convinced. Anupam ma'am is awesome. I also believe that truly.
How
He's
sweet.
such a cute boy. I can't say
Yeah,
that.
he is. Richa, another awesome author, says, love the sense of humor you keep towards life in general, Shivani. I completely agree with Richa. That is something even I admire, Shivani, about you.
But the trouble is, unlike Richa, I can't write it. I can't translate it into writing. Richa does such a wonderful job. I have not been able to. In fact, my family tells me that otherwise you are an okay person. Why do you write such dreary stuff? So I still have to make the cut in my family that I have to prove myself by writing something which is genuinely funny and somewhere close to this
True,
part
true,
of me. But it's not.
true.
It's a difficult thing. So Richa, you have my respect, total respect.
True. Same. I agree. And Shrikar says that accepting our stories is a big challenge. In my opinion, it's not smooth. Your journey is inspiring to kids like me.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. In your case, you are very fortunate that you have a mentor like Anupama and the awesome Anupama ma'am. She will ensure that your journey is smooth as well. I've read your stories and I know that by the time you are my age, I'm sure you'll be doing wonders. By the time I'll be an old woman and I'll claim that I know you, and I won't. I hope that I won't have to line up for an autograph or maybe what selfies or whatever will be
Yes,
taken that time.
true. I keep telling that to some of my kids too. That I'll when I'll be like old and you grow up. I'll be like, oh, they were my students. When
So
people.
थोड़ा line से हाँ थोड़ा हमको ऐसा leave it देना सब
True.
give us some.
Exactly. Yeah. Nikita Mathur says that's so true. There is only so much content, but people would read your content if that has come from your heart. That is the key, I feel.
Absolutely.
That honesty is so important in your writing. So we are getting so many more comments, and unfortunately, due to the lack of time, I can't show all of them. I'm sure Shivani later on you can definitely have a look at all the comments on the video. One last comment which I can probably just show now is from Riti. She says, "This is such a beautiful conversation. You guys have my heart."
Oh yes, thank you, Riddhi. Thank you for being here. She just finished one class. In fact, my daughter's class she's just finished, and my daughter has just taken a break for this live session to stop yapping about it. So my daughter is totally sold, Riddhi. Thank you very much for getting her
How's
interested.
I'm waiting. As I was
Oh yes,
telling
I'll
Riti that
remind
I'm
you that when Renee is old enough, I'll remind you. Her
definitely because
youngest
she's also so
student
fond
is
of
eight.
art.
Her youngest
Right.
student is 8, I think. So you
Acha.
can
So I
accordingly.
have to wait for another 2 years.
Yes.
Right. That's great. So thank you all once again for joining. And if you have any questions also for Shivani, feel free to post. I'll take them up probably at the end of the talk. So Shivani, now coming back to your journey as a writer. So you did talk about how Hirayat happened and how your experience of getting the book out was. I just wanted to know that after the release of the book, what truly feels like the most special thing about Hirayat? Like post the release, is there maybe something which somebody has said, or any other incident which happened, or some kind of an experience, something which you can remember as the most special part of Hirayat post its release?
Oh, yes, there are many for that matter. And I'm fortunate that it was in the pre-COVID time, so we could meet real people. And so, of course, all my writer friends and blogger friends, meeting with them was a pleasure. But
Right.
I think the ones that stand out the most, one was in Hong Kong. We had a group of ladies. I was talking to them. Most of them were Sindhis. One of them was
Mhm.
a Parsi lady. She
Okay.
was 92, I think. She's 92, and she stood up and she narrated her own story, how they had moved, and so half her family was in Pakistan and half in Bombay, and they carried this arrangement for quite a number of years. And even during the Indo-Pak war, when they could not meet each other because obviously visa restrictions happened and everything. So imagine 1960s we are talking about. So
Yes.
and from 47 to 60s, they were still carrying on this split sort of an arrangement. The two siblings and father were in Bombay, and two siblings and mother were in Karachi. So that the when she narrated that to me, and her enthusiasm, her positivity, oh my god, you meet that lady and you're filled up with so much joy. And where does she find it? I mean, she's gone through her bit of troubles, and then she moved to Hong Kong with her husband. Now, I mean, anybody in her place, I don't know. How she how she I don't know. I mean, she was just a fountain of cheer, I would say. And to be able to connect because of this book was probably my honor more than anything else. And then there were two children in the World Book Fair in Delhi. So last year in January itself,
Hmm.
there were two kids. One was probably 12, 13, and she was very excited. She would go through. Piyusha would remember, if Piyusha is there, she would remember that girl very clearly. We even took a picture with her. So she would go through all the books. She would read the blurb, and then she would make up her mind. Lena and I, Lena, and her parents were such darlings. They would buy whatever she was, uh, putting her finger onto, because they were so sure that she's going to read. So she picked up my book, and I had to tell them that you might have to read some stories to her. Maybe not all are suitable to her, but they did buy Hirayat. I hope they read it and she reads it at some point. And then there was another 20-something girl who bought Hirayat because she was so excited by the name and she knew the meaning. So
Oh, now that
to
is
connect,
something
yeah,
because
that
I
was
think
something.
many
Yeah,
people
that was
didn't
something.
agree. Yeah.
Because to most people, I had to explain what Hirayat.
Yes. Yes.
But with her, that was not the case, and the look of that look of excitement. I mean, I think as book lovers, we can imagine it, but to experience it for your own book, for a word that you have so strongly associated with your homeland, your ancestral land, to connect on that one word, I think, oh, it's such an amazing feeling. I mean,
I'm sure.
I
I'm
think
getting
that's
goosebumps
the
now.
most gratifying part of this journey. I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
for that day alone, one should write another book as well. That's how I feel. Just to
But
experience.
that's good. That motivates, I guess, to write more, as you said.
Because
Uh, Even Priya Bajpai is here. She's saying, I read Shivani's Hirayat a year ago, and I still remember some stories, which I also agree with because I also read it more than a year ago. And that is the good thing about your writing, Shivani, which I have always felt that there is a stay, it stays with you. And I guess, again, it comes because of the honesty with which you write. That definitely reflects in your writing, and it always stays in your memory. I think I remember most of the stories actually now. Not just few, but quite a few.
no, Priya herself is a writer I admire. She
Yes.
and her own book Goya, it came out, and the anthology. It's a total potpourri. The way she can write and across genres, I think she herself is amazing. When people tell me they like my writing, I have often pondered on that question, because in my opinion, I write very simply. My words are extremely simple. I choose not to use very heavy vocabulary. Mine are not, the plots are not very, what should I say? There are no twists and turns most of the times. And yet, when people tell me, the only thing that I can come up is, as you said, the honesty. So probably, when you're feeling something from inside and you write that, it automatically connects.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think for everybody, although I mean I'm just giving this advice, maybe though no one may need it, but there's no formula, and let's not try to follow it. Ye chal raha
Yes,
hai,
I
this is
agree.
working, so let's not, try to avoid that temptation. So I mean, I
I
think
agree. I agree with
that has worked for me, I think, because otherwise I really cannot explain what has worked.
True, true. I agree. And I just wanted to take this point which Shrikar has made. He says that because there are so many ideas, like if you get an idea, it's already there. Basically, what he means is that we get the same idea, but it is available online already. So it's hard to create because then it becomes plagiarism. I think Shrikar, it is not really plagiarism if you just take an idea, because see, I think at the end of the day, how many new ideas can you come up with? At the end of the day, somewhere similarities will be there and ideas will be similar. I think the way you interpret a story, your own touch, your interpretation, your creativity, the way you present it, if that is unique, definitely I don't think that comes under plagiarism. This is a really difficult, I feel, there's this line here when somebody would feel that, okay, it's copied and when not. But I guess you don't need to worry as much about just always thinking of an idea which is completely new. Sometimes ideas could be just very, in fact, yesterday I read a story. The core idea is very common. You will find a lot of stories, but it's still connected because the way it was written was interesting. That the way the author interpreted that idea was unique. So that is more important. So and I think basically what Shivani was saying comes into play here again, that write with honesty, even if the idea is probably common, not taken, but if you write it honestly with the way you feel and without playing to the gallery, then I think it would work. So yeah, I just thought it was going with what you were talking about, so I thought I'll take his point.
I'll just add one sentence, Shrikar. All that needed to be said has already been said. They always say it's very famously written and rewritten that
Right,
all the ideas are already out there, but that doesn't stop people from writing. See, those who
right,
have to copy, they will keep doing that. Since you are still young enough to probably get this lesson imprinted in your mind, which is the reason I want to say this. Just keep writing whatever ideas, as Anupama said, that it's your interpretation. So there will be those one, it will be one sentence, one word that will make the feel of your story different from the idea or whatever, wherever you are picking it up from. So I feel, just go ahead and keep writing, don't worry too
yes,
much. But that fear
yes,
of plagiarism, or any fear for that matter, come in your way. If you need to tell a story, that need has to be urgent,
right,
and you will identify with that need, and you will write. I'm sure you will. So don't worry
right,
too much. That's how I
yes.
feel.
Absolutely. And Seema, these here, she also agrees with us that you don't have to write something just because it is in trend or because it's working. Like she's given an example that juxtaposing mythology with the contemporary is pretty in right
Oh my
now,
God.
but she has avoided. I have avoided as well, and I don't think I'm ever going to get into that
I
space because
yeah,
it just
either no,
doesn't come naturally to me. Yeah.
it doesn't come. Yeah. So for me also the same problem, that I cannot do this. First of all, even if the temptation is this thing that it's a bandwagon, hop onto it. No, I'm not doing it,
Right. Right.
because
Right.
it's
Exactly.
not my forte.
True.
Ah,
True.
I'm so happy to see.
And Maneet is here. So Maneet is a very dear friend of both of us, and she says Hirayat is a wonderful book. Every time I pick it up, it evokes a different flurry of emotions.
Oh, with Manit, it's always been. I used to ask her. She would be. If I pick up your book, I'm going to cry. So I'm not going to pick up your book. So a lot of people have held that against me, and let this be a public apology to all of them, to all those who have cried while reading those stories. I am
Even I
sorry.
had cried. Yes, yes. Even
But,
I. But I'm somebody who is okay to cry. Like, मैं रो
yeah,
लेती हूँ. Yeah, I'm
maybe
like very okay.
maybe I am also pretty free with my tears. So people around me, I mean, there's no 911 sort of happening around me when I cry. It's a all in a day's work
Yes,
for my
right.
family.
Yes, true, Shivani. So we spoke about your journey as a writer and your book Hirayat. You recently forayed into the editing space as well with your book. I guess the title is 21 for 21, right? If I'm not wrong.
21
So you
stories for 20.
co-edited it. Yes, you've co-edited it with Pooja Roy. Can you talk a little bit about that? How did that happen? What made you go into that editing space? Because I understand it's a little different ballgame, of course. So just if you could share about that experience, how it happened, and whether you think this is something you would like to also, continue with.
Okay, so on a lighter side, it's very easy to take out mistakes.
Yeah.
As a Virgo, I am anyway infamous for that. You also would have borne that brunt. It's very easy to take out the mistakes. Either galat hai, isko aisa kar do. You just, so you have to
Yes.
suggest, and so it's very simple, very easy to sit back and take out mistakes. But I realized that's not just what the editor's job is. Having said that, the reason when I finished my MFA, so that was in May, I think May, and I submitted my thesis, and we were still stuck in Mumbai. So stuck means, mentally I was stuck. Not, it wasn't the physical feeling. It was more of a mental thing that, I wasn't able to write or anything. That was the time I was talking to Pooja Roy. She is author of Temple Stories, and we were talking to each other, and she was like, let's try doing an anthology contest. Those who win, we can give them a prize, and maybe if we feel very ambitious, maybe we can put an anthology of the best ones, and you and I can co-edit and all. So it was all in the, we were just discussing, and I think by September, and it became concrete. We announced, and of course Diwali, and we were moving back to Hong Kong. We were in quarantine at the time, if I'm not wrong, when we were declaring the winners and everything. So it was pretty exciting, I would say, and I seem to be enjoying editing. I think the authors who have contributed would tell better how their stories have come out after I edited them. Are they okay with it? Because I warned them that, see, I can be quite cold and ruthless. I am very detached with my own to my own words as well.
Same
So
here. Same here.
I mean, it's like I have I have used that poem Khalil Gibran's Your Children Are Not Your Children. I've used it. In fact, I think in today's Saturday Thoughts also I have mentioned it. Similarly, with the words also, if with my own child, I can feel a certain detachment. I think it's a very similar sort of thing that I feel for the words that I write. So I'm quite okay. In fact, for my thesis, I had written almost 60,000 words, and they had to be cut down to 35,000. And similarly, there were some sections which were not used eventually. So I ended up writing quite a lot, but eventually only 35,000 went into the thesis because that was the cutoff. So editing, yes, is something that you have to be very very pragmatic about. You have to be very cold about it. You have to kill your characters if they are not suitable. So that detachment is something that I feel has come naturally to me. So I am quite game in exploring this further. But again, it's for the authors to first give me that certificate that yes, they were satisfied with the job. Because
Yes.
for me, formally, this was the first time I have done a bit of editing behind the scenes without. I mean, I've been the beta reader for some, and but otherwise, formally, I think this is the first time I would be called an editor. I can call myself an editor if I may. I mean, I don't think I have reached that stage yet, but it's something that I've enjoyed. This journey
Right.
has been quite gratifying, so to say.
Great, great. That's wonderful. Yep, that's nice. And there is a question before I proceed. It's an interesting one. It's from Sangeeta. She's asking, should we try different genres while writing to find our voice, or keep writing something that one is comfortable with? I think it's an interesting question, and I feel probably different writers may have a certain different kind of a view on this. But what is your take?
My take is that see, because most of us, I think this question of Sangeeta's comes from all the prompts that keep coming in the contest, and we try
Yes,
to write.
yes, yes.
So yes, to begin with, I think it's not a bad idea. But at some
Yes.
point, you will know where you're doing well. Very few people have aced across genres. So I would say that try to find your voice where it's strongest. You
Yes.
at some point, when you're hopping from one to the other, there's no harm in participating in contests. It's a very good exercise, in fact.
Yeah.
But when
Right.
when you keep hopping from one to the other, you will realize, for example, right now I feel I am not the one who can write thrillers. I just
Mhm.
cannot. Love stories, maybe, I don't know, but realistic fiction is something that comes more naturally to me. Maybe because I'm interested in people and talking to people, and I pick those nuances there. I observe a lot, so maybe it comes more naturally to me. I'm more comfortable. So similarly, I'm sure everyone has their strong point. It just takes a while to identify. In my opinion, once you found it, stick around for a while, hone it, fine tune it. There's a lot of finesse involved in between the lines, in between the words that we do not realize. I mean, people go through years of drafting and redrafting, and then their novels come out. So there must be something to it that that hard work. So I think once you find it, hold on to it for a while.
Yeah.
Don't get tempted by into attempting others. I mean, for your mental exercise, if you want, that's totally how much you can handle.
Yeah.
But otherwise, keep working on the genre that you feel you are getting comfortable in.
Yes. Yes. That makes sense. I hope that answers your question, Sangeeta. Okay, so now coming to the Book Nooks initiative, which I announced at the beginning of this session. So, Shivani, of course, as I mentioned, you were my first choice bhi nahi kahungi, you know, like it was something like I instantly knew that, okay, she has to do this with me. So I messaged you, I remember, and you instantly agreed to. So I wanted to know what was on your mind when I told you about this initiative that, okay, we are planning this sort of thing and I want you to be the author partner. What were your thoughts initially and what made you agree to, do this with me? Of course, you did mention that knowing me, there was a comfort factor, but was there something also related to the initiative which caught your fancy?
See, with you, that's why I said when we started, I said that you really go beyond the box. The advantage with you is that your ideas are usually quite unique, and from whatever I've seen you work, you do full justice. You mean business. You're not doing it for the sake of optics. You're not doing it for the sake of looking good. So I know that you whatever endeavors that'll happen from your end are going to make a difference. So if I can just give a push, give a hand, and it helps, why not? Because libraries are something that it is going to be a dying culture. I mean, with and especially COVID must have had quite a bit of effect on a lot of people. So I think the word libraries jumped onto me, apart from the brand equity that you are and your initiative is. But no, it's truly, I mean, Anupama, you know that, why I don't say this because you are a friend or I like you, or I know that there's a certain way people work, and I've seen enough online and otherwise. I know that whatever you're saying, you're going to live up to that. And I always say that you have a knack of you are a team worker, and you have a knack of upstaging your co-workers. So you will come up with a fancy name called author partner. So no. Let me be very upfront and very clear. I'm just writing one article, and today I'm doing a live, which is probably going to give me also some publicity. So tell me, where is the partnership in this? You are the one who's going to go through one live to the other with all the library owners and everybody. So the effort is totally yours. I am just basking in the reflected glory. So I know. Do I need any other reason, first of all? And then, of course, as I said, the word libraries jumps to you. In that message, the first thing I saw, you were like, I think you will be, I think I shall do the online libraries thing with you. So I was like, online libraries in itself was a concept that piqued my interest, because I could not imagine what it meant, frankly speaking. Okay, I know that people are running libraries from their houses or rented places and on a personal level, but online was something that I was probably I wasn't able to envision that. So that was something that caught my eye. Besides, of course, the pleasure of working with you.
Right. Thank you so much for those kind words, Shivani. Truly, I think for me and Beyond the Box, that's exactly what we stand for, to do what we do without really thinking of how it is going to benefit us. The whole idea is, because I remember when I spoke to some of these owners, they were asking, okay, so what do we need to do? I said, you don't need to do anything. You just need to give us answers, be there and just take the spotlight, because this is all about you. And there is nothing like a mutual benefit of this sort here, because I think when we run such platforms, we also have a responsibility. We keep complaining, like I always honestly complain that in a city like Hyderabad there aren't many libraries as I would have liked. So it makes me just think, then what am I doing? I when I have the privilege of owning such a platform, I thought it also becomes a responsibility to do what I can for the libraries, if in any way we can help spread the word. So that was the whole idea. And Now, just to let the audience know that as an author partner, Shivani has been talking to all of these library founders about their journey. She's been trying to understand what is the ethos of the library, and she's going to be writing an article which will be shared very soon for you all to read. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful read. So, Shivani, if you could just share a little bit about your experience of talking to these founders, were there certain things that you probably like you it could be maybe it enriched you in some way, or was there something new that you learned? How was it like? If you could just share your thoughts on that.
See, everything was new. I mean, when I said online libraries, the entire concept was something that was new to me. Uh, when I entered, these were the two reasons that I just mentioned why I entered the whole thing. But I started speaking to, I think I've spoken to 7 of them, and
Yeah.
with every call, I mean, we coordinated on WhatsApp, and we were looking forward to. I did not know most of them, uh, either which way. I mean, it was I think 2 or 3 people knew me, but eventually, when we started talking, the conversation went up to an hour with some of them, which is expected when I am on one side. But then it was equally reciprocated, which was something that comes as a surprise to me.
Right.
You know, somebody can match up with my kind of word output. I admire such people. So that was fun. The talking was, the conversations were good, and they were enriching because you realize that there were some common denominators in all of them. One being that most of them started off with their own children as the inspiration. Most of them,
Oh,
they
wow.
may they may have been readers or may not have been readers themselves, but they wanted to inculcate it in their child. And again, it was either the lack of books, the lack of libraries, and surprisingly, most of them mentioned that there are a lot of toy libraries in their cities, but there are no book libraries, which came
Interesting.
as I mean, frankly, I felt very sad about it. That, you have toy libraries and you don't have book libraries.
Yeah.
How does that go? I mean, either you have none, or if it's a priority thing, books are the ones that should have taken the precedent. So that was something that I felt very sad. And but it's their passion that has been taking them from one day to the other, literally. Some of them have grown exponentially. The past year has been learning experience for them.
Yes.
The kind of challenges COVID put, most of them were happy in a way that they discovered that they could move online almost entirely,
Right.
because most of them were not truly online before COVID happened. It's COVID
Right.
that probably pushed them out of their comfort zone and made them take a call. And of course, initially people were very skeptical. So that journey, I'm sure in the weeks to come, when you share, whoever is watching today, I would really insist that you log on to the live sessions with the actual people who are running the shows, because they have some really nice stories to tell, and their
Right.
passion is so inspiring. Oh my God, I mean, you really, the way you said that, what am I doing? It's very easy to crib and complain, but what am I
Yes.
really doing? So
Yes.
that is something that, even an individual can make a difference. And how that is the kind of power that those are the kind of stories that we need in 2021, I think, that
Yeah.
individuals have power. I mean, don't let's not take it lightly.
Very true. Very true. And I think that's the reason why such initiatives, I feel, are all the more important for all of us. And I think somewhere because we all are associated with literature, it just makes sense. That is exactly why I actually came up with this initiative, because I was like, why are we not really, making these people the stars? They are stars as
Yeah.
well. And that's what I was feeling, that everywhere, even the features which I was reading, say, on an online platform or anywhere, at the max they would be about bookstores. But I was like, where are the libraries? And I know so much of effort goes behind, as you also rightly said, that it's so much of hard work, so much passion involved. So I'm really glad that at BTP now we are doing something like this. And
Yes, especially the age slotted,
yes.
the younger age groups. The trouble with the books is they're all very nice and pretty. Picture books are amazing to look
Yes.
at. There are feeling touching books also available. Trouble is their shelf life for a child, if you buy them, is very small. So eventually you either give them away or something. And every time people cannot afford those fancy books, and even the accessibility to. I spoke to one who lives in Baroda.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Baroda is a place which you do not uh, logically, you may not associate it with books and everything. And
Yes.
when I spoke to her, I think her biggest challenge probably is to create a niche, first of all, that you should be reading.
Yes,
The children
I'm
should
aware.
be
Yeah,
reading in the first place.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean that's a challenge in itself, which comes with the city. In contrast, Bangalore was probably much simpler, but Bangalore may have its own challenges. So having said that, I think especially with children's books being expensive and being such short-lived ones, because the child will probably grow out of them or lose interest very soon, he or she would want to pick up another one. So where are you going to access so many books, and where, even if you have the money, where will you keep them? Our
Yes,
houses
true.
are getting smaller, even if our
Yes,
wallets might be getting
exactly.
bigger.
So that's a struggle even at our place. My books are there, my daughter's books are there. It's beyond a point. Then I feel that libraries are such a better option. Like in keeping all that in
And I'm
mind.
surprised that you mentioned that there is none in Hyderabad. I mean, considering that it's a high IT hub and there are
Exactly. So in a
the
city like
power
Hyderabad,
community is so
it's
strong.
really sad. Yeah, yeah.
It's surprising. I mean, let's hope that maybe by the end of these sessions, somebody opens up one in Hyderabad.
Yeah,
That
so we do have, of course, not that there are no libraries at all, but there are very few considering the kind of the youth
that's
city that it
the
is. I
size of
mean,
the yes.
exactly. The place where I live, I need to travel somewhere if I really need to, get to. I feel there needs to be really more considering the number of people that reside here. So just to let people know what exactly we are going to do as a part of this initiative. First, of course, as I mentioned, Shivani's article will be up very soon, which you all can read. You can read about her thoughts on libraries. You can also read about the 7 libraries that we are going to be featuring as a part of the Book Nooks. I will be then going live with each of these library owners. I'll be sharing the schedule and everything on social media very soon. So we'll be talking to them. We'll be understanding their journey. We'll be understanding their challenges and the highs as well. And of course, we'll try to see what little we can maybe do if to spread the word maybe, or anything else that we can do to help them out. And I always feel that everything that we do, it has to somewhere also lead to some kind of an outcome or action. So what I decided to do is I decided to link this initiative with a reading challenge at BTB with the kids. So what each of the founders is going to do is they are at the end of the live session, they are going to be giving a unique reading challenge for the BTB kids, which I will be then taking up with the children. And all the children who will successfully complete a particular reading challenge will be getting certificates from Beyond the Box as well. So I think the whole idea is okay. So just let's appreciate the libraries and at the same time lead it to an outcome where kids try to read something different, something unique. So because I feel that children do read, it's just that they sometimes need that kind of impetus. Also, they need to be exposed to more variety of literature. I feel we don't do that enough. There are those typical books always in all the libraries of schools I see, especially here. So they need to know more. There's a whole treasure of literature out there. So I hope with this reading challenge, with the unique challenges, basically, they will definitely explore more. So that is what we are going to do as a part of this initiative. So please do stay tuned to our page and keep following all the updates. So before we wind up this session, I'll just take a few more comments and then I'll ask you my last question, Shivani. So Vasudha ma'am says, love your hairstyle.
Thank you very much. This is totally serendipity. I've just discovered that I look cool in this. So I'm just adjusting the rest of myself to it now.
So true, so true. So Gunjan is here. Gunjan says, so good to see two people who inspire me in their unique ways. Keep shining and inspiring. Thank you so much, Gunjan, for the
Thank you.
kind words. And Anshu agrees with us. She says that has always been a pain point about not having access to proper public libraries in India. True.
Absolutely. No wonder I remember those Nukkad libraries. So
Yes,
that's my
yes.
father. The public
Oh,
libraries
that's
have
so good to see you, uncle. Oh.
Yes, my father stalks me on Facebook. Let this be public now.
And I did see his comments earlier, but what happened was because there were so many, I couldn't display. And I was wondering, I never knew. Okay, so this is so nice to know Uncle has joined our live session, and it's so good to see his talking fathers. I think that's really sweet.
No,
So
we talk to each other through social media. He congratulates me, and I say thank you, Papa. That's how we talk these days. So yes, Papa, I think he's
he
right
makes
when
a
he says
valid point. Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
making a point here that the public libraries have shrunk absolutely. But more than that, the inertia of so-called elite is also
Right.
responsible. That's very true, but at the same time, it's surprising also. I mean, there are two things to it. In fact, now that Papa has mentioned it, the inertia and everything, I have just started taking art classes from Riddhi Chatterjee Bose,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she's an amazing person. I've just
Yeah.
I have already said enough about her on my Facebook page, and I knew that she had a venture called Kitab Shala, and since
Yeah.
I had a class in the morning today, so we were just talking about it, and she mentioned her Kitab Shala, which she had to close because of COVID.
Mm.
So part of the thing was that it was more like a community library, she says,
Okay.
a sum of $50 or so per person, and people were skeptical in paying that even. So imagine in a city like Bhubaneswar, that should not have been a problem. The rented place, maybe the rentals could have come down. The person who was the landlord who was renting the place out. So when she mentioned a sentence that community participation comes in a lot of ways. It can come from the landlord, it can come from the people. So if I was one of the subscribers, I'm not saying this to shame the people anywhere, but how my thought process would have worked, how we have given those people who were working for us, or as employees who were not regularly contributing, we were getting our salaries. How much a dent could 50 rupees or $100 could have caused? But just imagine that the city has killed one initiative. How unfortunate it is for the city, and it's such a beautiful place. If you go to the Facebook page, it's such a beautiful space that has been created,
Exactly. Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
something that is so rare to see in these times.
Right.
And who is more unfortunate? I mean, it stayed with me for the whole day. I wasn't sure if Riti is the unfortunate one or the city is unfortunate.
Yes, I agree.
So I think
That's
people
unfortunate.
need to give a rethink as to the value for the money, how they actually associate value with money. What is it that they are actually looking for? People, I think, need to give it a thought. I'm not saying that the others who spoke had wonderful stories. Of course, they've had their struggles, but most of them are doing good. So, but this one story, which probably was not in the series, it just came to me in the morning. It stayed with me for the whole day, and it quite pained me, to if I
Yes,
may say.
it is a very sad thing to have happened, because I have also seen the page of Kitab Shala, and I am also feeling really sad, because uh, I have seen the work that they were trying to do. I had also seen some of their posts, I remember, and they were truly trying to make a difference with because and they were being very inclusive. That was, I think, a strength of the space, that
Yeah,
they were very
yeah,
inclusive.
she told me
So
that.
it is unfortunate, and Riti has also shared a comment saying, "I'm crying. Thank you, Riti. I just hope maybe someday. I think that's what we can probably just hope, that maybe someday you will be able to revive it again. But I think it's really unfortunate. Yeah.
Thank you, Preeti, for saying that. Thank you for being there, first of all.
Yeah.
Preeti is one person who is such a bright and warm presence in my life.
Yes, she is. Preeti is beautiful, and I always notice that Preeti takes out time to watch and comment, and her comments are always very, very heartening and encouraging. And Shrika says libraries have only two kinds of books: fairy tales or humor. Wish we get different kinds of genres where we can improve our writing skills. Also, yes, I agree. There's a lot of variety possible. So let's hope we can do our bit to change things. That's all we can hope for.
In fact, I think when you will have sessions with the people, with the library owners, I'm sure Shrikar would be proven wrong, because, and Shrikar, for that matter, I remember you guys writing book reviews, and I remember that you've written book reviews for some really unusual books. I mean, maybe not Shrikar himself, but all of the children at BTB. The
Yeah,
the book
but
reviews
that
that I have.
happens not from the library. So that is I keep
No,
recommending these
no,
books to
no,
them.
no, no,
Yeah.
which is why I'm saying that
Hmm.
there are books of those kinds. Maybe we just haven't found. He just hasn't found the right library yet.
Yes.
But the
So
books are around.
Shrikar, yes. So for example, in city like Hyderabad, I usually recommend Kid Engage, because Kid Engage truly has a good collection, and they also do doorstep delivery, which has also become more essential now post COVID. So you can definitely try that out. But I think in general, yes, there is scope for improvement for sure. In schools, I think what the kids mainly like what I've seen is that in schools over here, definitely there is not a good variety. It is just those
Something
you know
that again a lot of people pointed out. I
Yes.
can't recall who it was, but they pointed out that was it Tina again or was it Amanpreet? I don't remember that those books in the school libraries are usually from a particular supplier or a particular
Yes. Yes.
publisher. This is a trend that has. I mean, I don't. Was that the case with the schools that when we were going to? I don't remember. We used to have
I
different
also,
publishers.
but I
So,
think, yeah, even I feel that has changed, though even I don't clearly
I mean, we
remember.
used to have those book fairs with a particular publisher coming in and showing in the books, but the libraries were by far more inclusive. So, I don't know.
Tina says, yes, it was she who said that.
Uh,
She just
yeah.
commented, and she also says, thank you for the mention. It's heartwarming. I can't wait to talk to you soon, Tina, live here at
Oh
BTV.
no, you will enjoy with all of them. Amanpreet was one. I mean,
Yeah.
we it was like a house on fire. They say. I mean, both of us did not know who should. We were not giving each other opportunity to talk, I think. So
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Tanushree was such an inspiration. Oh my God, I told her I'm almost intimidated by her, and I was hoping that you don't come on board. Part of me was hoping that you should, and part of me was hoping that Tanushree doesn't come because then I'll have to talk to her and I'll be in that fangirl sort of a moment. But
True, true,
she's
true. I have the same thoughts about Tanushri, but yes, I'm looking forward to get inspired by her. And Vasudha ma'am says in Bangalore she could go only to the British Library. Yes, British Council is also a great option here in Hyderabad. But the thing is, again, that distance thing comes into picture, which is why I feel there needs to be, more options as well, where you can avail. Maybe you can get like a subscription, or at least to go there and spend some time. So that is an issue sometimes. But yes, their collection is definitely amazing. British Council is doing great work.
and in
Okay,
fact,
so
we spoke to two people in Bangalore. Two of the people are from Bangalore.
yes, they are. Yep, yep,
Neha
yep.
Jain is there, and one more is there. So they are again doing a good job. And
Yeah,
there was one in Mumbai. So I think that these kind of libraries are the need of the hour because, as you said, you were telling about Kid Engage. The fact that the USP is that there is a doorstep delivery. Parents don't have to take their children, and the best part is that when if you think that how will the child get an interactive sort of a feeling that a library
yes,
often offers, because that was my question to all of them, and almost all of them said that they used to have live story sessions. Now they just moved on to Zoom or whatever, YouTube or something like that. So most of them have tried to improvise, but they are trying to interact with children, and they have a one-on-one with children to know. So they're not librarians. I mean, let's not think
yeah,
that they are
yeah.
glorified librarians who are paying their way, who have paid to make a library. No, it's not like that. They are, I would call them, the curators of books. They talk to
I
you,
agree.
they make a list, they talk to the parents. Sometimes if the child is old enough, that's quite something. I mean, that's quite an effort that's being spent, and I'm sure it's not just to rent out books. There's more to
Yeah,
it. So
yes.
let's respect them
That's
for.
exactly what. That's why I wanted those lives to know more, because there's so much more than
So
what
the
we
sessions
really.
are going to be something. I mean, I vouch for. I've spoken to all seven of them. All seven of them are amazing, and Anupama is the best person to talk to them. To everyone who's watching this, please keep coming
Yes,
every week,
please
and
do.
yeah.
Yeah, watch all the lives and let's encourage the great effort that's been put by these people. So before we
Absolutely.
wrap up today's wonderful discussion, I must say, Shivani, I did not even realize how time passed,
I
and I was
know.
like, oh my God, we are coming to the end almost. So we just have a minute left. But it was truly wonderful talking to you, and I'm so glad that you are my author partner, as you said the fancy term. But yeah, that's what you are for this initiative. And I'm looking forward to that article. So before we sign off, your last thoughts on two things. Um, One, of course, as a writer, there are a lot of writers at BTP, especially many who are new, who want to learn. So, any message or tip or whatever you may want to share with them, if you could just share that. And secondly, if you could just give a message to everybody on the Book Nooks initiative. So, yeah, we'll just wrap up with that.
On the book, I'll take the second question first. The Book Nooks initiative, I think it is as I envision it. If it goes the way and because now I think I can see it better from where I am. You are not only taking the people who are running these libraries to the public. Probably the people who are using the facilities, they will understand what goes behind. The
Yes.
skeptics who have always wondered why they are doing this may understand that it's purely born out of passion. So those are the, I think some mindsets might change. There should
Yes.
be more receptiveness to people, and then you have your children who will be taking part in the reading challenge. So you are also encouraging reading. You're also encouraging the readers to. I mean, the children will be looking up to these people. So somewhere I think the love for books is going to percolate on all levels, and that is something that I would really want to witness, and I would really gun for. That needs to, in our society, that needs to go everywhere. We always, as writers, we always keep saying India is a country of writers and not readers. That is not true. These are the
Yeah.
people who are ensuring that this doesn't stay true. They're focusing on younger children, and they are ensuring that they become readers. Now I think it is the rest of the society and the parents to take up the job that they have started.
Yeah.
So I
Very
believe that change can come, and hopefully, when I'm 60, I may not, my books may be better read, and I may not be complaining any longer. Oh, we don't have readers, because these kids would have grown up by that time, and
Yeah.
with that love for books. And so
Very
far
well.
as
Yeah.
tips about writing is, I think you have to write every day, something or the other, and never hesitate to rewrite. Leave it for a while, come back to it and rewrite. Never hesitate to cut it. Never hesitate to have a group of people around you who will tell you the truth, even if it's a painful truth. So have those people. My husband is one of those. I am very scared to show him things, and some days I don't show him at all, because I feel he is going to pinpoint things, and
Mm.
I'll really get mad. And but he takes my madness very cool. He's not bothered about my being mad. He will still keep saying the truth. So that way he is very valuable. Apart from, of course, other ways, but the writer part of me, secretly or kind of understands the value of such a reader who can point out and who can take your anger and your irritation and still nonchalantly every single time tell you, no, I think you should do something about this. So that is something, you need a sounding board. So find one, make one, whatever it is. Have a group of people who grow together. And since most of your children, the people who are coming, who are enrolled in BTB, I'm sure that they have a group to work along, and then they'll do a good job with each other. So
Right.
I think that's about it.
Yeah. So with that lovely thought, we have come to the end of this live with Shivani Salil. I
I
must
know
say
already.
this has actually been, I think, one of my most popular lives, I must say, with the maximum live engagement and viewership. So yay to that, Shivani, celebrity author for today.
Right. Keep adding such. I think all the corporate experience has helped you coming up with really nice adjectives to make me feel so good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, and thank you to the lovely audience. I think the
Yes.
audience engagement today has been so good that I actually. Usually I try and share most of the comments, but today I had to give a lot of them a miss. But trust me, I value each of them, and we will, both
We will
Shivani
revert.
and I will definitely have a look later and get back to all of you. So bye everyone, and stay tuned. As I said, there's lots more coming up, not just on the Books Nooks initiative, but also lots more. So BTB is going to celebrate its second anniversary very soon, in just 9 days from today, and we are doing a lot of little interesting contests on the page also, just to celebrate the occasion with all of you. So do keep signing into our page on a daily basis. There's going to be something every day starting today on the page for you to get excited about. So bye everybody.
Bye bye, and thank you, and good night.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
happy
much.
week. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Okay.
you.